There comes a time in every pro wrestler's career where forming a team seems like a logical solution to any number of problems. Said wrestler is perhaps stagnant as a single star and needs a quick boost to their character to take them to the next level, or they're so far removed from a meaningful spot on the card that they have no other option. Some are so over as a heel or babyface that forming a team is just a way of guaranteeing them a run as champion and drawing heat, with the heels often getting the better of the end of this equation as shortcut-taking wusses with too many insurance policies. See Triple H in Evolution, Flair in the Four Horsemen, Hogan in the NWO, and some are just lumped together to move some merchandise or experiment with branding. We all know that it's a long-held opinion in wrestling that if you're not constantly evolving, then you're not at the top of your game. There's nothing worse than becoming stagnant, especially in the WWE. And that's why team-ups and stable formations work so well for so many. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic.com, and here are 10 WWE wrestlers who could benefit from being a part of a team. Join us! Number 10, Natalya. For a wrestler of Natalya's pedigree and heritage to have been knocking around for so many years without more than a spate of awkwardly constructed nothing stables to her name is a real shame. Remember the welcoming committee, anyone? The so-called Queen of Hearts may have surpassed her best years as a solo character on WWE TV, but with rumours of an imminent feud with Ronda Rousey on the horizon and a possible women's title win to go with it, now may be the time for Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter to form her own version of the group her father was so famously a part of, the Hart Foundation. With the eventual idea being to put over Rousey as an incredibly strong babyface, Natalya will need to establish herself as a believable and credible heel. And there's no better way to do so than to form a team of strong women that'll have her back at every turn. Just imagine two young upstarts from NXT joining her cause, and maybe even a more experienced campaigner like Mickie James as the group's version of Evolution's Ric Flair, often drawing heat on the outside of the ring and sometimes fighting inside of it. Natalya would have credible heel drawing power if booked correctly, igniting her character while simultaneously building an empire for Rousey and possibly the Four Horsewomen to burn to the ground. We'd get a decent feud between female stables for the first time probably ever, and a deserving run as memorable women's champion for Natalya, as well as a decent feud for the top of the Raw women's division. The cherry on the top is that everyone gets over. Natalya, her two NXT call-ups, perhaps Mickie James in a new role, and of course, the Four Horsewomen. Number 9, Hideo Itami. Hideo Itami is the iconic wrestler who created the Go to Sleep, the move CM Punk so brilliantly used as his finisher in WWE for all those years. Yet he's languishing in the pits of 205 Live, meaning he's watched by fewer people than watch Camp WWE each week on the WWE Network. Yeah. The man who was signed to a WWE contract in a press conference in Japan that included Hulk Hogan of all people, Kenta, as he was then known, was the first big signing Triple H made from Japan for NXT, trumping even the arrivals of Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. So quite literally, anything else would be better. Granted, we've seen him team with Akira Tozawa on 205 Live in 2018, but who really cares about that? Pair him up with a mouthpiece and have that mouthpiece use Itami to make good on every promise he gives. Have Itami be the killing machine that backs up everything he says. Can you imagine how great the dynamic could be between Itami and Miz? Itami could be booked in matches with the likes of Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura on Miz's behalf, not to mention how special it would be once Itami finally got out from under Miz's shadow. Again, everyone wins, but especially Itami, who truly deserves much better. Number 8, Mike Kanellis. Granted, this choice was made more for Kanellis to earn some TV time than anything else. Has he even made a televised appearance on Raw or SmackDown Live since the beginning of 2018? We all know that Mike Kanellis' gimmick has been sidelined, likely until his wife Maria can return from maternity leave, but before even she fell pregnant, things had quickly gone stale for the one-time Mike Bennett. That's a real shame too, as Mike has quite the backstory worth selling by the WWE, and a pretty decent gimmick if done right with wife Maria. Pairing him up with another dude could potentially reignite his career for many reasons, not least because it would get him back on TV again. And if the Kanellises were willing to sell the idea that his new teammate was either trying to be involved or was already involved with Maria/Mike/ both of them on a romantic level, then this could really work. Number 7, Cara. Since breaking up with fellow Lucha Dragon Kalisto in 2016, Cara has been on TV no more than a handful of times. His push as a supposedly famous Mexican luchador all but forgotten about. The thing is, the Cara gimmick holds value to the WWE as the mask itself moves merchandise, so why not make more of him? Not only is he a valuable marketing commodity, but he's decent in the ring and offers a style that stands out from the ordinary WWE way. Rey Mysterio made waves recently by suggesting the WWE should team Mysterio with Andrade Cien Almas, the Lucha House Party, and of course Sin Cara to form a new Latino world order. And that would be perfect. But truthfully, Cara simply needs a voice and someone to play off, no matter how silly that character may be. Perhaps he could team with someone like this. Number 6, No Way Jose. The gimmick No Way Jose developed in NXT was one of a partier who knew when to get serious when it came to his work between the ropes. Yet upon his promotion to the main roster, he's been presented as nothing more than a dance troupe leader whose conga lines are more obnoxious than fun, whose threat in the ring seems slim to none. Because of this, No Way Jose is a character who could benefit from being teamed up with someone new and preferably someone a little more serious. Jose would get focused by the more professional of the pair, and the partner would learn to lighten up outside the ring. Imagine this gimmick working with Hardcore Holly from back in the day, or a serious and deadpan Bobby Roode. It wouldn't be main event or perhaps even tag title material, but it would get Jose on TV and gift his character some much needed legitimacy. He could still conga, of course, but he would also have his enthusiasm directed in the ring, making him a visible threat moving forward. Number 5, Ty Dillinger. He's a perfect 10, but he wears a 12. Yeah. Ty Dillinger isn't doing anything. He's got a good look, he's safe and well versed in the art of technical wrestling, and he's over literally everywhere he goes despite months without even a shred of storyline. So teaming him with a guy, even a guy like R-Truth, would be a start, and a start is likely all he needs. Number 4, Finn Balor. Finn Balor is a main event talent waiting to happen. I can see it, you can see it, Triple H can see it, we can all see it. That is, except for Vince McMahon. And unfortunately for us, he's the most important person in the WWE. The problem here is that this means Balor is being booked like an upper mid-card solid hand type of wrestler instead of the main event international megastar that he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and as such feels less special, less organically over. The answer to this problem is the same as what everybody else has determined the answer to be, because it's simply too obvious to deny. Let him lead a WWE Balor Club. Gallows and Anderson would be the obvious top-tier picks to join the stable, but with the new mantra of Balor Club for everyone, perhaps Balor could oversee a brand new type of stable that accepts all folk from all walks of life. Wrestlers, fans, Make-A-Wish kids, and even Balor's favourites, Lego people. The core group could exist on Raw or SmackDown, of course, but there's so much more potential to make something truly engaging and share-worthy out of a potential Balor-led stable. With so much grassroots-level support, a chance to be the best version of himself alongside two of his best mates on TV, and the face of a positive campaign for the WWE, it could do wonders for Balor's standing in the company and his spot on the card. Even if they went the opposite direction and had him lead a heel stable, it would help. He's simply too good to continue losing to big men and putting on good, but ultimately unsuccessful mid-card title matches. And if you don't believe me, go and watch him during his time as the leader of the Bullet Club in New Japan. Number 3, Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley has been booked terribly. He's been booked so terribly that conspiracy theories have arisen that claim WWE only hired him to bury him. Ouch. The easy fix to this I love my sister's nightmare and his less than favourable reception is to recreate the gimmick he had in Impact Wrestling, the leader of a new group of so-called real fighters, guys with MMA backgrounds. Where you'd get those guys is anyone's guess, but giving Lashley a group of legitimate-looking dudes to accompany him to the ring would help build him as a legitimate tough guy who brings an element of danger to every match. He could go from comedy fodder to a true main eventer in a matter of months, and even become the challenger to Brock Lesnar we all thought he was going to be. Cut the smiling, cut the sisters, add some real blokes, and see what happens. Number 2, Carmella. If you're going to push an underdeveloped character with less than well-developed in-ring skills into the main event of your SmackDown Live Women's division, there's no way that she can beat all of the roster's top female stars clean, is there? As talented as Carmella is, and she really is, she's not nearly the finished article yet. And when she's holding a title on a brand that features the likes of Naomi, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka, there needs to be a storyline reason for how she's managing to stay on top. That reason? Teammates. Carmella, more than any other WWE star of the moment, could personify the heel stable leader that uses her teammates to pursue her own personal goals better than anyone else right now. If she was to form a horsewomen group, she'd be Flair, using her close allies to keep her title in her arms. She needs the rub of a successful group of talented henchmen and endless moments of escaping with the title to solidify her at the top of the card. Otherwise, she may end up just being another champion. Not something you'd want from your first ever female Money in the Bank winner. Number 1, Roman Reigns. Well, they've tried everything else, haven't they? So why not? We all saw the pops Reigns got as part of the Shield back in the day, and if you think back to the worst Rumble ever, you know, the one where Bryan didn't even enter and Batista earned a world title match with Randy Orton nobody wanted to see, we all actually hoped and wished for Reigns to win the match as a member of the then heel Shield. Could the same magic dust of Rollins and Ambrose work again? We saw it do wonders for him in late 2017 as it finally quelled many of the boos that he's often been lambasted with, but perhaps that's too easy. The popular consensus seems to be that the fix to Reigns' character is a heel turn, perhaps as part of an authority-led stable in which he embraces his real-life behind-the-scenes position as the chosen one of Vince McMahon's empire. It's a solid plan and would likely make him the coolest guy in the company within months, so why not? At this point, they've tried 4 main events with the biggest and baddest heels in the history of the business, they've had him overcome injury to win world titles, they temporarily tagged him with Ambrose and Rollins, they've even tried to make him a modern Steve Austin, having him fight Vince McMahon and the powers that be in his feud with non-wrestler, did you know he's not even full-time, Brock Lesnar. Nothing's worked. Shake things up a bit, have him lead a stable, grab the Usos or a KO and Sami Zayn, and see what kind of reactions he gets when he's relied upon to deliver only the big spots in a match or the key phrases in a promo. The Reigns experiment isn't dead yet, it just needs a huge rethink, and a stable could be it. So that's our list. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and you can follow me on Twitter here. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.